Today's thought: a man that will stand for nothing will fall for anything. Author unknown. Psalm 74. O God, why hast thou cast us off forever? Why doth thine anger smoke against the sheep of thy pasture? Remember thy congregation, which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion, wherein thou hast dwelt. Lift up thy feet unto the perpetual desolations, even all that the enemy hath done wickedly in the sanctuary. Thine enemies roar in the midst of thy congregations. They set up their ensigns for signs. A man was famous according as he had lifted up axes upon the thick trees. But now they break down the carved work thereof at once with axes and hammers. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary. They have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground. They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. We see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. O God, how long shall that adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? Why withdrawest thou a hand, even thy right hand? Pluck it out of thy bosom. For God is my King of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. Thou didst divide the sea by the strength. Thou breakest the heads of the dragons in the waters. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces, and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness. Thou didst cleave the fountain and the flood. Thou driedest up mighty rivers. The day is thine, the night also is thine. Thou hast prepared the light and the sun. Thou hast set all the borders of the earth. Thou hast made summer and winter. Remember this, that the enemy hath reproached, O Lord, and that the foolish people have blasphemed thy name. O deliver not the soul of thy turtle dove unto the multitude of the wicked. Forget not the congregation of thy poor forever. Have respect unto the covenant, for the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. O let not the oppressed return ashamed. Let the poor and needy praise thy name. Arise, O God, plead thine own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproacheth thee daily. Forget not the voice of thine enemies. The tumult of those that rise up against thee increaseth continually. Asaph, a musician, experienced what many God-fearing and God-obeying people have. He saw the ungodly against, sometimes violently, the things of God. They were vehement against their Creator in anything that reminded them of Him. The musician reported that the ungodly had done wicked things in the sanctuary where God was worshipped, complained or wore about the worship and the worshippers of God, marked the place of worshiping God as their own with signs, symbols, and banners of whom or what they respect or worship, were gaining fame for their destruction and vandalism of the things of God, purposed in their hearts to destroy memories and reminders of God. After seeing what the ungodly were doing to the places and people of God, Asaph questioned why God was allowing such atrocities against him and the people called by his name. The musician knew God was capable of stopping the enemies of God, as he had done many remarkable things in the past. Today, many wonder the same thing. Violence and derogatory tones against God and Christianity continue. Why does God allow it to occur? The answers are not always quick in coming or apparent. Despite what appears to be the situation, God is always in control. As the previous chapter in Psalms reminds us, no one gets away with sin. There will be a payday someday. Often, the attacks are because the people of God are complacent and allow such atrocities against God and His people to continue. There is usually little outcry when God's name or the worship of Him is defamed. Violence and obstructions against Christianity are often tolerated because believers will not make a stand. Perhaps it is because they do not want to lose their job, spend money, appear different, or they're just cowards. Today there is a loud outcry if race, gender, or ungodly lifestyles are spoken of negatively. Those screaming the loudest become angered when God's word is cited to show that the beliefs or actions of the ungodly are wrong. However, it is allowed and often encouraged to attack Christianity and the things of God. As we see too often today, God's people remain silent and seldom defend their God or their beliefs when they are assaulted. The unfettered, immortal, ungodly continue their attacks on the godly. Why do not Christians stand up for their God and His teachings? It is not time to tolerate and compromise. It is a time to stand firm on what believers should stand for, while there is still an opportunity to do so. Thanks for watching. Until we meet again, may the Lord continue to bless and guide you.